ice fence that's dragging me to the lake. Even though we only use it for water and plants, but then I can get her that. Everybody asks that same question.
Woodloch Pines. We're about to bring you on a little tour of Woodloch Pines. If there are any questions during the tour, feel free to ask. You got your captain, Joey the Kid, here coming your way. If there's any questions at all that we don't know, we fake our way through most of them. I always like to start the tour by telling you a little bit about the Greenbrier section of the resort. Mainly because it's a very special place, and the family members and anybody that's been at Woodloch Pines for a while, because this is where it all began for Woodloch. 30 years ago, when Woodloch Pines first started out, it was just a small boarding house. Shared bathrooms, all the different things that would happen at a normal boarding house. And that boarding house facility is still located in the staircase lounge and the upstairs offices. As 30 years went by, Woodloch Pines began to grow, and so did the Greenbrier section of the resort. Located in here, of course, is the newest dining room, the Gettysburg Room. Over from there comes our newest additions as far as Greenbrier sections, the 511 numbers, which replaced the family cottages. And behind them directly is the new nightclub facility, which is known as the Heritage Club now. Now, they named it the Heritage Club on anniversary weekend, mainly because of the family. Uncle Harry and Uncle Don, the whole family came from California and Washington and all the different spots, and it was a big, big festivity. And for over a year now, Woodloch had waited for the proper name, and finally got called the Heritage Club. The club itself was budgeted at $1.5 million. When it finally came in, it was $2.5 million, about $1 million over budget. However, all the things that we added to the club we feel were well worth it. In the old North Lodge, I'm sure many of us remember, was one level. We always had problems with seating, people seeing the shows, all the different things, acoustic-wise, and plus the smoke problem were never really cured. We tried many different things, but never really solved them. The new nightclub facility, of course, took care of all that. You can tell Marty I said hello. Marty's going to see this tape here.
Yeah.
The back part of the nightclub, right there, you can look at it directly angled. All of this land here, which goes right to the other side of the lake, are private homes. Now, these private homes are very important to Woodloch Pines because they share equally in the lake rights. Any problems that come up over our skiing season and any of the summertime, we have what we call a private club, which encompasses all the lake members. And they sit down and they iron out any differences with problems over the lake. Size of the boats, when Woodloch Pines should be on it, where we should be, where they shouldn't be, all these different things to help make the lake a little bit safer. You'll notice all the water skiing that happens here during the summer season is also the busiest time for these private homes. They're mainly here for Memorial Day weekend through Labor Day, which is when Woodloch is in the prime of their summer season. Woodloch Pines has about 10,000 members now in our water ski club. Lots and lots of skiers. In order to get them around the lake safely, it takes a great deal of cooperation with the people around the lake. We feel like that's been worked out pretty well. The lake that we're traveling on is called Lake Tidiuscon. What kind of name is that?
Egyptian.
Indian is correct. That's right. And that means healing waters. Very appropriately named because all the water comes in the lake from different springs which are located in many, many different spots. Now, as all that water comes in, it eventually floods. It goes out the far end of the lake and empties into a swamp area. From the swamp area into the Lackawaxen River, from the Lackawaxen into the Delaware, and then finally out to the Atlantic Ocean. You hear all those Indian names? There are a lot of Indians in here. Here's a true story, which I don't tell too many folks because people get scared. The children sometimes they worry about this. But here it is. At one time, the name of the Indian tribe that was on here is called Tidiuscon. There was a famous chief. Hiya, Wimp Fall! There was a famous chief named Chief Tidiuscon who ended up taking his Indian tribe and causing a lot of problems in the local area. When all those problems arose, many of the Indians ended up getting killed from the local people. And the Indian tribe got very upset with the chief. So one night, around midnight or so, they took the chief out in the middle of the lake and they cut his head off and stuck it inside the lake. Now, every full moon at Woodloch Pines, the Indian chief head rises above the lake and comes comes out with a smile on its face.
Boy, oh
It's a true story.
where'd they get this guy over here?
Chief Thunder Pony, who lives on this lake, told us that story. So I don't know how true there's anything to it, but I did notice the last time there was a full moon here, there was a feather in the back of it. And we're approaching about the halfway point of the lake here, kind of in the center part of the lake. You'll never see any of the Woodloch boats go out onto that end. One of the things that the Lake Association has done is eliminated our boats from going out there. And it works out real well. When we don't take our boats out there, the people around the lake try to stay away from our ski program, and it ends up giving everybody equal lake time. The lake itself is only about 15 to 20 feet deep in most spots. And that proves to be an asset to Woodloch because our water warms up quicker for the summer season and also freezes quicker for the wintertime. During our winter season, in the prime of our winter season, we get about 25 to 38 inches of ice on this lake. When that happens, the entire lake is frozen over and it opens all the doors for our winter recreation. Ice skating, ice hockey games, snowmobiling. One of the all-time Woodloch favorites happens to be our toboggan shoot. Yeah, you got that right. And that starts up on top of the flagstone patio area. You climb all the way up to the top of it. There's 300-pound ice blocks which go from the top of the chute all the way down to the base of the ice here. At the appropriate time, when the tobogganers are ready, they say, "We're ready." Kick the bottom out from underneath it. The toboggan drops on top of those ice blocks, gets going at speeds of 35 to 40 miles an hour down that chute. They come flying halfway out across the lake and find that they have to walk all the way back.
How about a snowmobile at the other end? Bring it back.
Snowmobiling, yes. Occasionally we do bring our snowmobiles out here on the lake. One of the things that we find out when we bring snowmobiles out here is we have absolutely no control. The leader gets out here and says, "Okay, follow me." And at that time, you hear snowmobiles going, "Yeah," and he looks behind him and nobody's behind him anymore. This is why we came up with the nature trail. Is paved now and the snowmobiles stay on them. A little more control over them. Now, we're talking about the winter a little bit. Woodloch's winter season, this is undifferent compared to any other resort. Woodloch's winter season is as busy as its summer season and possibly in some months even a little bit busier. Out of all the months during the year, Woodloch's busiest month happens to be the month of February. Our counts get as many as 600 people here. The Woodloch record, I think, was 641 during one week we had in February this past winter. And when all those people come up here, we need to keep them busy. And one of the things is the lake and a couple other different things. Skiing is available. We have 3 different ski areas which are located within driving distance of Woodloch. We even shuttle the skiers back and forth to our neighbor Mast Hope down here. And of course we have sleigh rides which keep people busy. And we have our Winter Olympics, which is just like the Olympics you've seen on TV this year, involving hundreds of people involved in team efforts out here doing all kinds of different winter activities. So there's a lot of action during the winter time. As we're going by here, it so happens we're passing our lake house. The lake house facilities are our condominium units, which were sold as time-sharing units about 10 years ago. Now, they sold anywhere from $3,800 to about $7,000. Some of our guests have bought more than just one of those weeks. Now, they own those weeks forever. Some of them rent them out and ends up coming back to the original owner, and they own them forever unless they want to end up selling it to someone else. But those the lake houses have done a lot of good for Woodloch. Many of the owners have brought guests to Woodloch Pines, which are now permanent fixtures at Woodloch who we see year after year. As we're going by on the right-hand side here, you'll see the inn, or also known as the Mountain Laurel dining area. Now, during our prime times, which are those winter seasons, the summer seasons, and of course any holiday weekend, anybody staying in our Mountain Laurel area comes over to their private dining room. It's called the Mountain Laurel dining room then. What this does is takes a little bit of that pressure off the main dining area. When our counts are during those busy times, we get up to 600 people here. We accommodate probably about 150 over here, and that leaves only 450 in our other dining room. Makes it a lot easier for us to handle. Of course, when they're in the Mountain Laurel dining room, they only have a breakfast and a dinner with an optional lunch, which is why if anybody's in Mountain Laurel, you'll see there's a kitchen inside there. During the non-prime times, we open the Mountain Laurel dining room up. We call it the Inn, and the local area gets a chance to come out and visit Woodloch for dinner. They can come out here and have private parties. We have some of the most beautiful weddings you've ever seen take place outdoors, right outside of the inn here. I think we just had one last week, John? It was an outdoor wedding for Memorial Day weekend. What a beautiful thing. The temperature was up like around 85 degrees. The sun was shining, and it was a beautiful wedding. Coming up on the right are the Mountain Laurel Suites. Anybody staying in Mountain Laurel? No? Yes? Beautiful in there, isn't it? Oh, no? The Mountain Laurel dining rooms are all very, very color coordinated. Your sheets match your carpet, which matches the wall, which matches the ceiling, which matches the refrigerator, which matches this, which matches that, and matches that. Very, very beautifully done. And our interior designer, of course, for all Woodloch Pines happens to be John Kiesendahl, which you would never guess by the way the man dresses. But he has an eye for picking out things. Very, very good at it. Notice John wears a lot of flashy clothes. He gets all of them from a shop in Hawley called Fashions for the Blind. It's a beautiful spot. We're coming by on the right-hand side here. This is the outdoor pool. And our outdoor pool, you can see, is doing a lot of business today. So many people catching rays. But it has been a big help to Woodloch. One of the things that we found in the summertime, when we have all these people here at Woodloch, is the beach area always used to be super popular. Everybody was down at the beach. Now, because we have an option, the children go to the beach, and when the children are at the beach, the adults say, we'll go to the pool. When the kids are at the pool, the adults say, we'll go to the beach. And it kind of gives them a little separation there. We don't have to worry about the ghetto blasters hollering and all those different things. Gives the adults a chance to rest and relax. Coming up on the right-hand side, this is Springbrook. Springbrook, which is connected to the indoor pool, which connects to Mountain Laurel. So everything's together there. Now, one of the things that we've talked about is the recreational value of Woodloch's lake here, Lake Tidioska. Besides recreational value, having an endless water supply at its fingertips means a lot to Woodloch. You'll notice the lawns, all the different vegetation all around Woodloch, the flowers and everything, always has enough water. Why? Because we take it out of the lake. We have 3 different pumps which push water all around Woodloch Pines. And that's why, besides having a great maintenance, just in case the maintenance guys see this tape, the endless water supply is very, very important to Woodloch. Any other questions? Anybody have anything else they'd like to know?
Yeah, could you?
Not really.